Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.
Mema wakwaba e de ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabe to me aka ntem no watie afa so make sure say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wa adwen obetimi e de wa adwen kire ato honom na manfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV there eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne de ba na yasaka ya ne de abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye de ba nti me mo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na se yenko na yenko video.
You know, we have been rated as the first well-governed country in West Africa by the World Economic Survey, and then the fifth in the whole of Africa. Annie? Yes.
A regime that have sent us.
Oh no! Look, Doc. You can always talk about the exceptions. You can talk about the hardships. Yes, that occasionally will come up, but it doesn't also take away the shine of good work that we are doing. Look, this is a. Oh, so you are challenging the survey. Oh, probably you can write officially. You can read the survey and come back to
we run the best performing country in the governance
very
in West
credible
Africa, according to the recent World Economics Governance Index report.
Yeah.
So the report was released by the World Economic.
Yes, very credible.
Oh, you are not the one to tell us whether it's credible or not.
Very credible body. Doing
good governance. Good governance is what we feel in our pockets.
Very credible body telling the world how Ghana is faring. Yes, we agree we have some challenges, but challenges don't crush us. So they make us even better country.
The corruption index report.
That is part of the challenges we are facing.
The corruption index report
that
has reported on Ghana being stagnated at 0.43 for 4 years in a row.
Yes.
In the face of that, and still ranked us as the best. Then the other countries, they are dead.
Annie, yes, I did admit.
Sometimes it's just so amazing.
I want to reconcile.
Annie, I told you.
Because that's also an international report, no?
Annie, do you want me to say this at all? I told you, yes, you certainly would have your challenges. And if you are talking of corruption, yes, corruption might be our challenge. That is why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia stated that, look, in attempt to combat corruption, when he comes, he is going to do what? And this is what, I don't know if you want me to read it.
I want to read this instead.
Of course, I want to also
read it. So the governance, hold on. No,
Rabi. But I'll just paraphrase. I won't read for
Today,
he's telling them he's coming to fight corruption to death.
Listen, he's coming to fight. Is he not in office now?
He is doing it. We have started. Look, that is why the digitalization agenda is ongoing.
So that quote that's making rounds that Dr. Bawumia said he's in government, but when he comes, his government will do ABCD. Is that a true quote? Did he say that?
How? Which one?
There's a quote.
We probably will need to validate that. But what we are talking about at this point
there's a quote
is the fact that we are fighting corruption currently. We are going to continue with the fight on corruption.
So,
look,
this is what I want to read. Let's situate this in
results
context.
And impact.
Let's situate this in context.
Sure, let's go.
The governance evaluation, which considered factors like political rights, law and order, press freedom, and corruption, placed Ghana at the respectable position of grade B and scored 61.7. The data ranked on a 0 to 100 scale, where 0 stands for bad and 100 stands for good, as it gets. The report said Ghana's dedication to good governance is underscored by its successful democratic transitions of power, adherence and constitutional principles, and robust institutions that uphold the rule of law. It also mentioned that the peaceful and orderly conduct of elections, coupled with the smooth transfer of power, exemplified Ghana's commitment to democratic governance and political stability. Furthermore, Ghana's proactive approach to combating corruption and promoting transparency has earned commendations within the international community.
Perfect. Perfect.
So let's
So,
underline.
I
Hold
even
on.
want to- okay,
Let's
so
underline these words, right?
Sure, do underline, and I'll just bring you
Furthermore,
to the
proactive
document.
approach to combating corruption. I've already mentioned how Ghana's corruption record has stagnated for 4 consecutive times.
But something
At
is happening
43,
here.
which was
Yes.
the 43's best of this government was the worst of the previous administration.
So
Take
let's
note
go.
of that.
Let's go.
Now, promoting transparency has earned commendation with the international community. The report also implemented anti-corruption measures and establishment of accountability mechanisms have enhanced the trust in governmental institutions and fostered a conducive environment for sustainable development. Where was this research on that? Wait. I'm still underlining. Let me come back to this sentence. It also mentioned that peaceful, orderly conduct of elections. Is this not the same country that 8 people or 7 people died?
Annie, can I say something?
During the election 2020.
You are squeezing out. Look,
No,
you are squeezing out.
I am being factual.
You are squeezing
I am
out
being
what
factual.
can't be squeezed out in that
Coupled
reportage.
with smooth transfer
You are
of power,
squeezing out
amplified
what
with
is not
Ghana's
found in the
commitment,
reportage. This whole reportage is positive.
governance and political stability. They also mention
positive.
factors like
Very positive.
law and order, press freedom.
Yes.
Press freedom.
Yes, of course, yes. You see, Annie, you can always have outlier cases.
Oh,
And
I'm just being too critical.
You are, no. You are just squeezing out what is not found in there. You want us to get what your look. You are thinking. Look, so I understand you. You have this thinking when you really want to send out something, but what you have is actually conflicting with what you are thinking, and that is fair. You are thinking otherwise, but the report is telling you that we are doing well, and it is a very positive report. Now, Dr. Mahmoud, you asked me an earlier question.
Let me make it personal. No.
Don't go personal until I
I'll
answer
take it
you.
personally.
So go personal and I'll answer you.
I,
Yes.
who is a journalist in this country,
Yes.
I am actually less credible than this institution.
How?
Is that what you're saying?
No. Far from that.
If
Far from that. What I am saying is that.
for that matter, if persons died during elections, or I would say were killed during elections, and we still have a problem with even investigating has not even gotten there yet. The people who are victims who have not received compensation. And as a journalist, I am actually stating these facts. They do not fall under these indexes. Is that what you're saying?
Can I answer you?
Do they fall under
Can I
these indexes?
So can I answer you?
Yes.
What I am saying is that you are saying something different from what this index is saying. Now, it doesn't make yours or the index's findings wrong. What is in here is speaking very positive. And what you are saying is pointing out some outlier cases that we did witness.
Outliers?
Oh, yes. There is always exception in every rule. Look, you can always have an exception. You can't do away with that. Annie, one person being a bad nut in Metro TV doesn't make Metro TV a bad entity at all.
Okay, so
if the report,
in this case,
if the report is telling you our proactive measures is worth commendation.
Take your time.
If the report,
I want us to take it one after the other. So in this case, Ghana ranked best in governance in West Africa. So these West African countries who had elections around the same period, that we did not report persons who died, are you saying that we performed better than them?
Annie, it depends on the lens you want to watch it with.
Okay.
You can finish an election without death, and it will be the most corrupt election. And you can finish election with deaths, unfortunately, and that will be the most credible election, depending on what happens and what would have triggered the death. And even what investigations would have gone in and the findings that will come. So that I will not take it wholesale. Initially, you asked me a question, and I want to refer to paragraph 153 of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's 70 pillar points that he mentioned to us at UPSA. And I'll go by this, Annie. He said one of the most potent weapons against corruption is transparency. Many corrupt activities are cash-based. Apart from the obvious economic benefit of moving in direction of cashless society, the literature does indicate that more electronic payments are used in transactions as opposed to cash. The more there is traceability and therefore the less corruption. I would like to bring Ghana close to a cashless economy in the shortest possible time. So far, the Bank of Ghana has made a lot of progress in this direction by putting in place a lot of systems and infrastructure required. This includes mobile money interoperability, merchant interoperability, universal QR code payment system, GH-Link, debt cards, e-switch, and Ghana Pay. We have put in place the necessary infrastructure for Ghana to go cashless. Now the point here is, Annie, what the report is saying, what he sought to do, and what you are saying are not different things. It only has to do with how we look at them and process. Where are we? We are fighting corruption as a country. And back to the question you asked, what has been done? What is government doing? What can be done more is what we have just said. So I am saying, yes, Annie, I totally agree with where you are coming from. But we all should also be patient and go by these findings that are emanating and also have faith in the system. Because if you were working and just getting negative without positive, that's where you should be alarmed. But in this case, yes, there are some few negative reportages coming up, but that doesn't make the entire soup bitter.
I mean, I think that everybody that's watching me appreciates where I am coming from.
Sure, absolutely. Even I do appreciate. I appreciate where you're coming from.
The facts on the ground also includes an economy that has been rated a junked economy.
Yes.
But it is now the best.
Yes. So it tells you resilience. So they say when the going gets tough, it's the toughest that get going. So your ability to resurface out of a problem defines you as an individual.
Okay.
And if you are going through challenges and you go to sit for the whole challenge to come and consume you. So yes,
I'm saying that we were this government that we're talking about. So having been ranked, watch the country drive into a ditch, and then allow the international bodies to rate us or rank us a junk economy, only to be now, ranked as the best governance in West Africa. And now the analysis or the explanation to it is that it is how we are able to get out of the problem.
Absolutely.
So how did we get into the problem in the first place?
As for getting into the problem, we all know.
Okay.
Now, look, when you are even looking at consolidating our stability that we are enjoying here, you probably would want to look at it on several fronts. Production-based stability or production-based consolidation. You want to look at expenditure-based consolidation, where you say, what is government doing about expenditure cuts? What is government doing to ensure that unnecessary expenditure is not done in this country? And then we could also look at what so many of my friends are not too comfortable with. That's
but this government has failed in all those indexes you're actually citing.
It's not true, Annie. It's not the case. Honestly, it's not the case. I am telling you.
You were born. Have you ever seen your grandmother on the street fighting for the little that they made their whole life?
How?
Have you seen it until now?
What do you mean by fighting for the little they have made?
Like what you see the pensioners doing.
How? That I just told you, we have encountered challenges. I'm not trying to undermine anybody's position or unpleasant situation. But when there is challenge, the most important thing is to see how you are getting out of the challenge.
Okay.
And these current reports are telling us that, look, we are in good hands. Being under good governance or having the best of governance tells you that the world was watching us.
Okay.
The world saw how we stood up and fought our challenges, and the world is now appreciating us for being this resilient. And let me quickly add this. I was part of a team that facilitated a bilateral engagement between Nigeria and Ghana on political lines or party lines. And trust me, they said it to us. They said, Rabi, I heard, one of them was telling me, I heard on radio people complaining about doomsday, and I asked, they said it's off and on of electricity. You call this not having power in your country? I said, yes, your population and all that could be counted, but in fact, this is where we are, and this is what we are doing. And he said, look, you are doing very good. And Annie, you bear with me, most of our allies, most of our African counterparts, most of our neighboring countries will tell you that, look, irrespective, you can peacefully go to Ghana, you can have your businesses sustaining in Ghana, and you can eventually be a very successful person in Ghana than where they are coming from.